Hello, my name's Rob and welcome to Swift Slots. Now I've been a very bad boy again. I've been on the internet way after hours surfing all my favourite slot car sellers, and one seller in particular listed some really nice hot rods and I thought, wow, they look really nice. And then he listed another couple, I thought they look really nice as well, but not quite enough to pay the money. And then he listed this one. I'm having that instantly. I absolutely loved the look of this online, and then I paid the money and it turned up and here it is, and it is stunning. Now, as you may have guessed on this channel, I don't go in for history of cars, of the real cars or the slot cars. I don't know any history. I'm really not interested. I'm purely an aesthetic modeler. I don't care about the history. I don't want to get tied up in all the little minutiae of detail. I'm just not that bothered. I just love shapes and colours and the way the cars look and feel, and I like to model what I see. I'm not into the history. And this car I know nothing about in the model form or the real one. I just see it as a beautiful hot rod. And it's just my kind of era. I'm guessing it's, what is it, 60s, late 60s, early 70s, I guess. You guys can tell me in the comments. But it is a beautiful looking car. The flames all melding into the black paintwork, it just looks stunning on screen and it looks stunning in the hand. In fact, it looks even better in the hand than it did on the website, which is rather convenient. So what I thought I would do is I would show you this car in detail. Now it's probably quite old, so a lot of you may already know about this car, and that's great, but it's such a beautiful car, I want to show you anyway. I'll get you on my table, I'll have a look over the car in detail, I'll take the body off, we'll have a look at the chassis, and then we'll run it around Rickard Valley just to see what it looks like running around, and then we'll close out. So let's get you on my table and have a look at this beautiful car. Okay, so because I read the box, I now know that this car is a Pontiac GTO custom car. So now I know, and I guess you all did anyway. But it's a beautiful car, and it comes in the very normal and standard Carrera box. Everyone's used to that, including a little package in the back there with brushes or braids and some bump that I doubt anybody ever reads. So let's whip off the top and have a look at this car in detail. So there we are. There is the beautiful car. Look at the way that those flames blend into each other and then into the body. That's what really caught my eye with this particular car. He had a yellow Chevy, whatever they is, Bel Air or whatever it was from the sort of 50s on there, and that was yellow with the flames. I thought that was really nice. But the second the black one popped up, that's 10 years earlier, this car being, I guess it's a 60s car, just the shape and then the flames being sort of white cream into yellow and then into the red against the black really stands out. I think the flames really pop much harder against the black than the yellow. It just looks fantastic, and those wheels really sold it to me as well. Look at those, absolutely fantastic. Like I say, I don't know how old this car is. I'm guessing it's probably a good few years old now, but it's still a very pretty car. So there we are. So let's get it off the base, and then we can have a close look all around it a little bit better than we can in its box. So there we are. Absolutely fantastic, and it's absolutely immaculate, this car. The seller sells them as used, but honestly he must get them from some very select private sellers, because all the cars that he sells are absolutely first class. So there we are, there's that. And there is the driver. We've got a civilian driver. It makes a change to have a civilian driver as well, not racing car drivers, and a civilian interior as well. It really does add a little bit to the cars when they're not all racing cars. But there you go. And look at that front end. It just looks so neat. All that grille, all that brass or chrome, sorry. And the little door mirror there, and the little door handle, twin exhaust on the side. It's a bit of a shame that we have this extra piece of chassis down here. I guess that you could call them a rocker, I suppose, but not really. It would have been nice if they'd have taken the edge off the side of this sill here and sort of angled it a little bit more. Aha, we got a switch here. Now, I don't know what that switch is for. It's probably, was it lights on, lights off, or analog or digital? I don't think it's a digital car, so maybe lights on, lights off. Don't know. I guess we'll find out when we take the body off now. So there we are. So with regards to getting the body off and having a closer look at it, let's do that now. Before we do that, there is the date, 1966. That's pretty cool. I guess I now know how old the car is, or at least the real one. And there we are. I pulled the body away there briefly because I've just gone to smell this car. Because as I was taking it out the box, I could smell old 70s electronics. Just that weird smell of sort of old, sort of pre-Atari and so on. We used to buy those games consoles, the handheld games consoles in the 70s, and kids like myself would pull them apart. This car smells just like the inside of those vintage games. And there we are, just to by the by. So here we are. So there is the car underneath the bodywork, and it's all pretty standard stuff. We got standard brass bearings, nylon gears, a prop shaft on this particular car as well. Hopefully that runs quite smoothly. And we got a standard S-can motor, standard Carrera guide, brass bearings on the front axle, solid front axle, which is nice to see. And that switch, I don't know what that switch does, to be perfectly honest with you. Who knows? It doesn't seem to go anywhere, but well, maybe I'll turn it on and off when I do the track run, and yeah, don't know. Anyway, it's there. So there we are. And we've also got a movable weight as well. I don't know if that is actually a magnet. Yes, that is definitely a magnet. So we've got a movable magnet just in the middle of the car, and obviously we've got the standard magnet on the back. Now obviously on a wood MDF track, that's not going to make any difference to me, but that would make quite a lot of difference to somebody who was running this on an ordinary metal railed track. And there are those beautiful wheels, really, really awesome wheels. And then on the body itself, we just got a really deep internals there, which will probably add quite a lot of weight to this car. I mean, Carreras are known for being a little bit on the heavy side. That lot's certainly not going to help, but nevertheless. And obviously the bumpers come off, so that's interesting to know. And there is the entire bumper just there. So obviously back on the car, looks something like that. So there we go. So there's not a lot really to see on this body. I was expecting a little bit more on the inside. I was expecting lights, to be perfectly honest with you, but there are no lights on this car. So I don't know if yes, there are options to light it, mind, because these are actually see-through lenses. I could actually, you might be able to see there, you might be able to see that you can actually see through that lens. So the front lenses could definitely have LEDs fitted to them if I chose to. And those beautiful rear lights, oh yes, definitely. Those rear lights will definitely light if you could be bothered to put a couple of LEDs in there. So I don't intend to do anything with this car whatsoever other than show it to you in this video. I'm not going to soup it up or customize it. I really don't feel the need. I do have a selection of play cards that I've got that I just keep in my box that I take here and there occasionally, and I'll pull them out at random and play with them. And this is going to be one of those cars that I'm just going to pull out my box occasionally and run it around the track, and it will be exactly what it is. I've got a Ford Mustang from Pioneer that I've done exactly the same with. I leave it in my play box, and I do get her out and play with her occasionally because she just looks beautiful going around the track. And some cars, they just don't need to go fast to be cool and fun to play with. And I think this will definitely be one of those cars. It's just going to look fantastic cruising around the track, and just enjoy it for what it is. So, talking of enjoying it for what it is, let's watch this car now go around Ricard Valley. So there you are, that's my mini review of my beautiful Pontiac GTO Carrera slot car. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, maybe you'll subscribe and hit the little bell button. That would be awesome. So until the next time, thank you very much.